Hey guys, Roisin here. I'm about to go for I'm gonna go take the dog for a you know what. he's cooking his head, he knows what I mean. And I'm gonna tell you about a creepy story from this area. It's something that I've been looking into lately and hopefully enjoy it. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up, hit subscribe and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Do you want to go for a walk? Do you want to go for a walk? Should we go to your harness? Oh, look at that little face. Are you excited? Are you excited? Is this your favourite part of the day? Here he comes. Come on. So, I'm gonna hold it with that hand. So I found out about this creepy story in your typical small village fashion. I was in one of the local pubs and I started talking to the landlady, and she was telling me we're over Wyre and there's a village called Pillin that's not far from where I am now. So, and I've looked this up online. They did some excavation in Pillin and they found like a bog body, you know, from really long ago and everything. But they also unearthed like a mass baby grave, and with research on what they had found, they actually realised that there was a baby farm, and back in like the 1800s, guys would bring like their unmarried daughters or their mistresses who had fallen pregnant, and they'd bring them here so the baby could be disposed of. I know that a lot of baby farming went on back in like Victorian times, and usually they'd be, you know, sold on, like adopted out. But yeah, this place, they disposed of them, as in they just, usually these places would just leave infants to die. So with baby farming, I know that there's loads of stories about it. There was that woman who would sell the babies on, but eventually she was making so much money and selling so many that she would leave babies to die, and that seems to be what's happened in this baby farm. And like, obviously it's not something that's going to be well documented because it was something really horrific and illegal. And I think the first that was known about it was through them excavating. It's called Bone Hill Farm, where the place is where they excavated this hill. Floki! Floki, come! Oh, he's just busy rolling and stuff, and fantastic. It's gonna smell great. Floki, come! Yeah, so the landlord that was telling me this story, she actually told me that where the baby graves were is actually on her dad's land. And yeah, that's... Come on, Floats! What are you doing today? Come on. Come on. Come on, get a wiggle on. Yeah, she told me that the land is on the baby graves are on her dad's land. Obviously I can't just go onto someone's land because it's his land. But she's not a believer in the paranormal, but says her dad is. And so that'd be interesting, like, to see if he's had any experiences with, like, having this baby farm on his land. So yeah, I thought that was it's some serious dark history just of my area. I'm surprised I've only just found out about it now. And looking online, I'm not finding loads about it because there's just not a lot that people know. Obviously they know where it is. The archaeologists came and excavated and made a really grisly discovery. I love walking the dog. Yeah. Where we live though, I'm out in the countryside, it's out of the way. It would have been an ideal place to have something like a baby farm because yeah, we're the middle of nowhere. Like during the war, this is where evacuees got evacuated to. So yeah, this is I think this is the first time I've just walked around where I live filming myself. It's a small village. I'll start to be known as that weirdo that films herself and talks to the camera. Come on, Floats! But it's like, I grew up here as well, and the kids would always tell stories about, like, the woods that I'm heading towards. They call it Hangman's Woods. And there's a hill with some trees on near here that they call Dead Man's Drop. And it's like, well, my kids come back from school calling it that. And like, I remember when I were a kid, that's what everyone called it. And it's like, but why? So that's something I'm gonna look into. I want to find out like all the creepy shiz and history from around here. And of course, we're literally just up the coast from Blackpool. Now Blackpool has got a lot of creepy history, a lot of hauntings. I've just been reading about there apparently being a haunting in a village near me, a haunted bridge. Also, the pubs around here are really old, and everyone, I'm always speaking to people that I know that have had experiences in the pubs. I'm sweating already, it's so warm today. It's cool enough to walk the dog now though. I get to walk the dog in this gorgeous place every day. Like I absolutely love it. It's so nice and it's peaceful. And like, I just turned the camera off for a minute because I stopped and spoke to someone else that was walking a dog, and our dogs had a sniff of each other and that, and it is just so nice. And yeah, I'm walking through a field and yeah, it's gorgeous. Also, because we're by the sea as well, we were walking down this way once and I spotted a starfish. So a seagull had found a starfish and obviously dropped it as they got over this way, and it only had like 3 legs left. But yeah, it's not every day you're having a nice country walk and spot a starfish. The dog ate it, of course. I was like, oh look, oh. So yeah, dog ate it, but yeah, that was weird. But the local pubs, so the pub we were in where the landlady, don't you go after this dog. You see his dog he's played with before and he's just like, no. He's only a baby still teaching him. So the pub we were in where the landlady told me this, my partner Nick, he had worked there, and one night they were, you know, about to close, and there was only a couple of people left in and the landlord was sat with them when a woman and a child came to the bar and asked for 2 drinks. So we turned around, made the drinks, turned around, put them on the bar, and no one's there. And the landlord said, I've just been watching you, Nick, who were you talking to? And he was like, the woman and the little boy that ordered these drinks. And the landlord was like, no, I've just seen you stood there talking to air. And of course I did the video. Floki, come here. I did the video at one of the pubs around here. Didn't get much, but again, that was just on that night, and loads of people, I've spoke to loads of people that work there that have seen and heard things and experienced things. There's another pub that's just over there, like I can see it from here, and they've had another paranormal team in. I did leave my details, but he's never got back to me. But yeah, that's a really old pub, apparently really haunted. And there's another pub that's down by the sea down that way. I've been shown a picture, someone's taken a picture outside the pub, and there's an apparition of like a little girl in a dress, like it's all black. So that'd be another good place. I was there for a drink and something to eat the other weekend. Floki, don't stalk. So, Floki, nice. Yeah, it seems to be. I mean, you find haunting everywhere, but it's like some of the pubs around here are like really, really old. It's like Floki, don't run. Nicely. So I've just been talking to a guy called Mike who walks his dog down here, and when we bump into each other, like, our dogs will have a play and have a run together and stuff. And he was saying there's a big old like manor house just over there in the trees. Yeah, I mean, if you walk down that way, there's a path you can walk down that way, and there's all signs saying like private, do not enter. But apparently there's a load of like spooky history and creepy history about that place, and so that's something else I'm gonna look into. But as well, he was saying round here at one point a load of holes appeared, like there'd been a load of flashes seen and holes appeared, and there's just loads of history and mysterious things about this area. And it is really, there's some really old buildings. And even when because I just wanted to look up like the baby farms and everything, but it was bringing up like articles about people going missing and stuff. Of course, I'm close to, I'm literally like 20 minutes from where Nicola Bulley went missing, and yeah, that's another weird one. I followed that closely, obviously, because we were getting I'm going to switch. We were watching the police. I'm right near the sea, it's down there, and so the police went and searched in the sea down there near us and everything as part of the case, and at another part of the river up here, because River Wyre goes, I have to go over the River Wyre to get out of my area back to civilization, and that's the river she unfortunately lost her life in. But yeah, there's lots to, it's like I've spent all this time on my channel. I mean, I have spent so much money on fuel and travelling, and there's just so much actually about this area, and yeah, I want to just find out all the history of around here, see what stories I can bring up that are interesting to pass on. It's like even there's get my breath. There's the Cartford Inn, which is notoriously old and haunted, but not just the inn. On the road in front of it, apparently a ghost is seen, and I've heard loads of people say this over the years. The first I heard about it was being told that my granddad had been drinking there one night, and as he was leaving saw a ghost on a horse. I think it was a ghost on a horse. He saw a ghost leaving the Cartford, and yeah, apparently a few people have seen an apparition in the upstairs room of the Cartford, and my dad told me that my granddad did see an apparition in that same room as well. And it's just like, it'd be ace if I could just go and see all these places and investigate them, but obviously it's getting permission and everything. So yeah, I will ask landlords around here if I can go in and film. I would, that house though that's over there, I've looked at it for like years and just thought I'd love to know about that house. I'd love to go in it. Yeah. Loki! Oh, he's a good boy. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. I mean, I walk the dog every day, so I've got this time to talk about things and bring you spooky stories. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to hit that like button, share the video, that helps a lot. Leave a comment down below. Hope you enjoyed the video.